That day at home, my mom spent every minute with me. My older sister and brother were at school, and my dad was working at my parents' restaurant. I was 8 and had never been home alone with just my mom before, at least not all day, and definitely not with her full attention. The house was so quiet, except for us two. My mom got into bed with me and read Charlotte's Web. It took all day, and at the end, we both cried and shared a tissue. When we finished sniffling, my mom adjusted herself in the bed so she could look at me. "Fern," she said softly. "Do you know why I named you Fern?" I nodded, looking at the drawing of the girl on the cover of the book. "Why?" she asked. "Because Fern is one of your favorite characters?" "And why is that?" I shrugged. "Because Fern cares," she said. "From the moment you were born, I could tell you had a special soul. I knew you'd be a good friend, a hero." I looked at my chest and tried to feel my soul buried in there, deep in my heart. "It's true," my mom said. "Not everyone would share a sandwich with Random Smith." I smiled, feeling my soul stir a little. My mom took my hand and kissed it. "I'm proud of you, honey," she said. "I know you're miserable now, but you made a little boy feel like he matters, and I hope you think it was worth all this." I nodded slowly, thinking about Random and his dirty face and stinky unwashed hair. I wondered if he was homesick too, and if he had a mom next to him on his bed, reading to him all day and telling him he was special. But then I started to feel like I was going to throw up again. So I turned over on my side and my mother rubbed my back in slow, tiny circles, humming a lullaby I barely remembered, with fingers on my back I hardly knew. She was always so busy cooking and cleaning and working at the restaurant and basically just taking care of everything else. I closed my eyes and tried to remember that feeling, because somehow, even then, I had a hunch that I might not feel it again. 2 days later, my mom got Random's bug, but instead of getting better, she kept throwing up. Every morning she was sick, and then finally, after what felt like weeks and weeks, she and my dad sat us all down and told us the news. My mom was going to have a baby. Now Charlie sits in the back of my mom's station wagon between Holden and me. He's 3 years old and thinks no one's looking when he picks his nose, which is way too often. My mom and sister are in the front, arguing about how many hours my sister has to work at the restaurant to help contribute to the family. Since Sarah couldn't get into any good colleges, she's doing a gap year by staying at home and working at my parents' restaurant. All her friends went off to college, so on top of everything else, she's lonely and grumpy and not much fun to be around. "Tell me again why you're dragging us to the restaurant, Mom," Holden says, leaning as far away from Charlie as he can in case he decides to fling one of his finds in Holden's direction. "I told you it's a surprise," my mom answers. "Yay!" Charlie reaches for my ear. He loves playing with people's ears when he's not picking his nose or talking to Doll, the plastic baby he found in the memory trunk in my closet where I put all my old toys and which was supposed to be private. "Stop it," I mutter, flicking his sticky hand away. Doll sits on his lap, facing forward, her naked bottom balanced on his knees. "You need to put some clothes on her," I tell him. He giggles and makes her dance naked in the air. When my parents told us my mom was having a baby, they said we kids could pick a name together. My favorite book at the time was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. We all agreed that if we had to have a new brother, one like Charlie would be okay. We thought he'd be destined to be the kind of kid who'd get picked to ride in the great glass elevator. The sweet kid, the smart kid, the quiet kid. So far, it seemed like our Charlie wasn't quite filling the bill. "Mom?" Holden asks again. "Is this a dad surprise?" "It better not be," Sarah answers. She fidgets with her dreadlocks and flips down the sun visor so she can look at herself in the mirror. Sarah's trying to be a deadhead, like my parents were before they had us kids, only the Grateful Dead doesn't even exist anymore, so I don't know what that's all about. I don't know exactly what your father has planned.